The driving was blowing at the edge of the town. Her daddy's Ford Falcon had just broken down. I pulled over slow where the road shoulder shone. Said need a lift somewhere, she said anywhere home. She had honey blonde hair and a mint-colored skirt, and she climbed in my Impala like nothing could hurt. The radio found us a Doo-Wop quartet, and I drove 3 miles past the street and she led me. We talked about Shepard and orbit and space, about Kennedy's promise and running the race. She said, Jimmy, this country is finally awake. I said, Rosie, right now it's just you're keeping me straight. Something was building beneath the August heat, something that the summer song's almost complete. Like the world held its breath on that 2-lane street, and we felt it, we felt it, we felt it. She left a ribbon on the antenna that night, said if it's still there at sunrise, I just might believe that some things are worth holding on for. In 1961 on that old blacktop shore, every song she hummed became the one I still hear. Every street we drove became a road I held dear. She laughed at something small and the whole summer froze, and I think that's the moment a boy finally grows. We found the Starlight Diner out past County 9. The jukebox was playing Dion, already divine. She dropped 1 dime in the slot like she owned the whole place, and the song that came on put a glow on her face. Pink vinyl booth and a root beer for 2. She kicked off her flats and said, what do you do? I said, drive and dream mostly. She said, that'll do fine, and she smiled like the sun coming over the pine. We talked about Bandstand and who danced the best, about whether the twist would survive the next test. She said, nothing stays perfect. I said, I know that's true. She said, so you better remember right now. I said, I do. Some girls arrive once, no rehearsal, no sign. Some nights burn so clean you can't see the decline. Some dimes buy a song and a whole lifetime. I'd spend it, I'd spend it, I'd spend it. She left a ribbon on the antenna that night, pale blue against chrome in the August moonlight. Said if it makes it to sunrise, that means something real, and real is the only thing left worth the feel. I still hear the doo-wop drifting out through the screen. I still see the Impala in that summer night gleam. Some nights don't end, they just move somewhere far, where the ribbon still waves, where the Impala's a star. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. At 2 in the morning we pulled back around to where the antenna caught the wind and the sound. She said, look, it's still there, it made it all night. I said, Rosie, it was never leaving the fight. She laughed and she leaned across the parking brake slow and gave me a look I still see in the glow of every dashboard I've driven since then. Every summer that comes is that summer again. She said, promise me nothing. I said, what a deal. She said, just be someone that memory can feel. I said, I'm not sure I know how to begin. She said, you already started the night you pulled in. September came quiet the way it always does, took the warmth from the pavement and the static from the fuzz. She was heading to college, 3 states to the east. I was staying and working, the hope and the bees. She untied the ribbon from the antenna 1 last time, held it out like a question, I answered in rhyme. I said, keep it. She said, no, it belongs on that car. So I tied it back on and I drove to the dark. Didn't cry till I hit the county line sign. Then I let the whole summer pour out of my mind. Not because it hurt, because it was clean, the most honest thing I've ever felt or seen. Well, I'd trade every highway for one more August night with the Impala wide open and the ribbon tied right, with Dion on the radio and Rosie's pale eyes and a root beer float sweating beneath marked the day state of a pale blue ribbon on chrome in the night, and a boy who believed it and turned out right. She left a ribbon on the antenna that night, and something in this country finally felt right. 1961, the last pure American dream, before the world woke and nothing was what it seemed. But I'll tell you what I know, and I'll tell you what's true. And that one summer night, I had everything new, a ribbon on chrome and a girl on my mind, and the whole open country stretching out behind. Yeah, longer than planned. Just one more song, Rosie.